right, we're rolling. Hi everyone. You're on. I'm Roxanne. We'll be doing some channeling tonight. This question popped up in my mind today. How winky dink. Everyone know what channeling is? Or in other words, does anyone here not know what channeling is? Bueller? Anybody? Perfect. Okay. So, let's see what happens. Let's see who's coming in. Sophia usually starts. He's my higher self, 9th density. Awesome blossom dude. And then we have Akina sometimes, Bashar. I know Bashar's coming tonight. And then we had a new one today from the earlier channel, so you can check out YouTube, Odyssey of Ascension. And those are loading up right now, so there's like 60 videos in case you guys like to see in depth more of the channeling. So, when Osifius asks for questions, ask, please, because everyone has a question. And if you're weird about speaking with an alien, don't be, because it's really cool, And of course, this is all belief. And when you see it and feel it and vibrate it and it's a truth to you, then bring forth that question of clarity, because you came here for a reason. This is never a coincidence. I'm babbling, I know. Okay, here we go. Let's see who starts first. And good evening to you all. My name is Osifius. Roxy is right. I am one of her higher selves. In other words, one of her incarnations, in addition to her original entity of herself, which are all one. And in concept, there is, unclarity with some of you on that. How can I be more than one person? How can I be more than myself? And that's what we're trying to get across to you, that we are all one. And how can you be one if I am my own self? Odd, isn't it? And I understand that oddity because at one time we understood separation through different incarnations of humanity over and over again, which I experienced, not me as the entity, but me as a higher self, lower self in that soul memory complex to understand what it is to forget and be separate from one. So in other words, I have multiple personalities. Scary, isn't it? Because if you have a multiple personality, you should be locked up on meds, so to speak. So, the unity of one. Roxy is me, and I am Roxy. Roxy is Nimikoto, and Nimikoto is Roxy. I am Nimikoto, and Nimikoto is I, Osifius. As well as the millions of other incarnations that the original I entity, the one that was created as the perfect image of what you can define as God, has several thousands of those, all the way up to the beginning, and we keep going. And off those several thousand, there are several more thousand in constant adding to yourself. So please do not define yourself as one, but millions of yous in personality that you will join with in remembrance and experience all of those paradigms in memory of what you have created through, again, your soul memory complex. Now, what is the grand joy of this? All the experience of all the nows that you have access to. How awesome. The things you do not know, which you will know, of course, in remembrance. But how about this? Adding to you. In other words, you ascend and you now create. You create a personality other than yourself. In other words, you add to yourself. Is that not exciting? Maybe it is to you, maybe it isn't. But if you can add yourself, in other words, be 1, 2, 3, 10,000 places at the same time and understand all of those happenings in that split moment of now, do you really understand how much experience you can have all in a true moment? An infinite amount of experience. So understand that a higher self, which you all have, is you. And in that, you are that. And what I mean to say with that, knowing that you have a higher self, can that maybe give you the permission of yourself to entertain that thought? And knowing that you have a higher self that is ascended, if everyone here on board is on board with the ascension, in remembrance of what you are, ascended knows everything. So now if you are a part of the higher self, as Roxy is a part of me, I am ascended. I know all. I am in remembrance of the Creator that I am. So Roxy says, hi, I need help. Go to that help and realize that is a higher self. If you can entertain that idea of higher self, is the God stream of all knowledge, wouldn't that be a leg up in a way? An advantage to this paradigm of social consciousness limitation? Because is this social conscious? Look around. Everything you know is what? Earth. And all the knowledge to this point, back. Is that what you sum up yourself as? Just the knowledge that you receive through your eyes, ears, experience, knowledge through books, tapes, video recorders, music, all of that stuff. Gaining that knowledge. Let me tell you something. Just a perspective. You already know all of it. All of it. All of it. How? Your higher self. That's what you want to understand, entertain, lock in, and act as if that is a truth. If that is a truth, you will start pouring the downloads upon your 3D mind, most of it bouncing off because of the belief systems that are in play. And that will give you what you would call an idea, an epiphany. Something will leak through, in other words. That is the truth of you in the now. That is your next understanding of the unknown. Not the known, boring, past, done it, been there, played out. I'm talking the unknown. The expression of creativity. All of you are creators of your own reality. So don't keep relating to the known and keep creating, the known, which is already known. So again, you're repeating yourself. So having the idea of a higher self and wanting to see what the discovery awaits you of the unknown, lock into that higher self that you are. And in that, allow the God stream of all knowledge to filter in through your belief systems to give you an epiphany. What is an epiphany? An idea that came from nowhere equatable to your knowledge. Are you following? In other words, you will always relate most of your experiences with something that happened. Oh, that's a dolphin. Oh, that's a house. That color is green. That's knowledge, and you're equating the new experience to knowledge. You're defining. That's this, that's that. True. Okay? So, an epiphany would be something that is not equatable to the now. Back. Make sense? All the knowledge you had, you want to give yourself an idea, a resolution, an unknown solve to the problem that you would have never thought of. Why didn't you think of it? Because it's not existing in your memory. That comes from your higher self, because the higher self is all-knowing. It can go anywhere in any nows and experience anything in all of creativity for infinity. Again, now is just from a different perspective. You can consider this a timeline. I can look into the future and I can look into the past. I can go to the past, experience that moment, or I can go to the future and experience that moment, and I can be now and experience this moment. But as long as you are experiencing the moment and equating it to the known, then the known is dominating the unknown, because you were equating it to your belief system that you have to say, yes, this is this, and this is that. I feel good about it. The point is you want the unknown. And the epiphany of a challenge, or the moment of new knowledge that is unequatable again to what you know, is the unknown. And in that you can experience revelation, experience true creativity of yourself. How do you get that? Be your higher self. Step back, look at yourself in observation to see what you truly are. And in that stepping back and looking at yourself from a distance of your higher self, and it can be any one of your higher selves that say hello to you, and they're all the time saying hello. Those, being one of those, and watching yourself, and you're going, okay, I trust this moment as my higher self. I want to look upon myself in observation, exposing myself to, I need to equate that to knowledge to handle this new challenge or this situation or this now, however you wish to equate it. Now that you are separate from that, you can see how you've been reacting according to your beliefs. And then in that separation of the beliefs from you, your personality, the one that are all listening consciously here right now, in that separation, you are now your higher self. Your higher self gives you the epiphany, the resolution to the challenge that is unknown. And you will say, wow, how did I think of that? And then you will search your mind frantically for some kind of resolution that is a resolve to where it came from. Who cares? You do, because that's the way it's been taught. Let's say we're having a discussion, 2-3 people are sitting in a discussion, and one person says, that's the worst idea ever. I can't see that. And they're judging your idea. Your idea came from the unknown. They are saying, I don't see how that can work. Why? Because they are only equated to their experience, their universe, their battle in their own mind of remembrance. So truly, can you ever win an argument? No. You can't, because they're their own universe, you're your own universe. So the higher self of you is helping, is waiting, is saying, we're here. Let's do it. And then you surrender, not, I give up, and get on your knees and tied up and go into a corner and that kind of thing. Surrender as in let go. Let go of your paradigm. What keeps you tethered? What keeps you chained? What keeps you imprisoned? Let's talk about that. How do we break the chains of social conscience? Let's start with an easy one. Security. Are we not all taught from day one of conscience to be secure? First, you are in danger of hurting yourself as a child. Your parents tell you, don't, or you will. This might happen, and this will happen, and this will be the result. All of that is played out very young. Walking off the edge of a curb, falling down, going near the electrical outlet, hot stove, all of that. And then automatically you are starting to build fear. And in that you have to find the resolve to fear. Your parents tell you, don't do that. So now you can't do something that you wanted to experience. Now, the experience was never known on how it was going to turn out. That is for sure. But your parents saw the danger, which is actually fear, isn't it? Of what might happen. So they never played out the moment, nor did you. So you now have fear instilled because of security. You need to be safe, so I cannot go there and do that because that is showing me fear of a result that is going to be bad. So now security breeds fear. Think about it. We're all wanting to be secure. Again, from when we're very small, we're taught to be secure. Let's look at a different aspect besides fear of security. Security of success. Oh, yeah. I need to be successful. Okay, first grade. I want to be in first grade. Okay, yay, we're all excited. Here comes first grade. Kindergarten, we're not going to remember that much. But first grade. So exciting, first day, nervous and all that. A lot of you do remember that. By the way, you remember everything. But you go back to it. Most of you maybe forget some of the details, but you have an idea. Okay? The first thing on that security is social acceptance. It is hidden, though. It is very deep. And some people have a higher social acceptance just because of their parents. But you are seeking social acceptance because now you are socializing. You are a relationship to the world. Now you will reflect back to you how well you are liked. Did my parents really buy me these clothes? This whole kind of idea. They dressed me like this after it was not approved. Okay? So now you have the security of success. A success in acceptance, and now the long-term accept of education. Because first grade, the only thing anyone is telling you, two things. One, how you doing? Do you like it? Yeah. Good. Keep doing well so you can go where? Second grade. So now you're not thinking about first grade. You're not in the moment of being in first grade. What are you thinking about? I need to get this done so I can be in second grade. Yay! I'm moving up the ladder. And then you're taught what? Pardon me. Then you're taught what? Third grade? Fourth grade? Uh-oh, here comes middle school. Sixth grade. Some seventh, I understand. Middle school, whoa. Wow. Big social acceptance, yes? Think about it. Hormones popping. Maturity starting to come. Not only that, you have to get educated on top of being accepted socially. Tough, isn't it? And then, in this age, back a couple generations, the education sucked. It was very, what you call, streamlined, only according to what was looking at as the future. There were no computers in our age, but until computers came, there was no education, of course, because the technology wasn't available. But as the technology available, then they honed that into the education system, and that's what you need to become. So, the education system gave you a mediocre education at best. Your mathematics are horrible. You're still using long division. Are you kidding me? They will not let you have the division that's needed. They finally let us have calculators. That was exciting. So, what we're trying to impart on that understanding of education, it was limited. Now, let's talk about the limitations. Limitation, there was a broad education, yes, but limited only to the ones that understood it. Was it broad? The ones that didn't understand that way of education, well, you were left behind, weren't you? You were put in a lower reading class or reading book, a lower mathematics book, only because the way you were taught. No one ever said, hey, can you see this way? Nope. All right, let's try it this way. There's several ways to teach one different thing. But we don't hone that in because we're only, let's see. Oh, this is going to be rude. We only care about a majority. The ones that get left behind, the motto was literally, back in the 60s, 70s, and sometimes in the 80s, here's the motto of the teachers. And this is horrible. The world needs ditch diggers too. That was a big one. And how do I know that? Because I know all. Okay. So it was only the masses, only a percentage of the people needed to pass. Teachers never wanted to teach. A lot of them tried. I understand that. But when they come down to it, it's statistics for jobs. That's all this is. So if you get enough to pass, you keep your job. There it is. What is job? Security. Another aspect of it. So, in education, you wanted to be secure because that was teaching you as you are ascending your grade school to high school lessons to become something. Never realizing the entire time that you already are something. You just never had the time to explore it. Yes, there are some of the black sheep that said, no, 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 no. And then they ended up being outcasts or oddities, turn into a certain fad, goth, hippie, whatever. Those are the ones that did not want to accept what you're telling me. But the ones that got the belief system that that is success and had enough fear given them to by their parents, by their social, by anyone that says, well, if you don't do this, you're going to be this. So you need to do that. So you tried as hard as you can to get educated. And then if you succeeded well and got good on SATs, ACTs, and got into your college, and you went to college, and then all of you said, I don't know what to do. You had an idea, but you never really thought about it from day one of conscious awareness that that is what you already knew, but you never had the time to let yourself know what you truly wanted to be. Most of you want to be lawyers when you were small, or doctors. Why? Not to help people. That's a cop-out. What you want to do is the money. The money is security. If you did not have money in this paradigm, every single one of you would not be doing what you're doing to a point of waking up, and then you would follow your highest excitement, but pre-waking up. That's what's happening with what you call social conscience security. Acceptance from day one of being in social interaction. Then the acceptance of your education ability. Trying your hardest to be accepted by the teacher as a good student, to be passed, never worried about the work you're truly doing, only worried about if you're going to pass or not. Never delving into the meaning of it, only worried about the grade. Not your fault, that's what you were taught. Okay, now you get out of education and now you become in the workforce. Then